We're going to go over the idea of elimination. They've given us two linear equations, and they've given us a long list of things that we need to do here. First thing we want to do is find the point of intersection, and we're going to use the method of elimination to do that. Then they want us to graph these, and we're going to graph them using the intercept style for the first two, and then the slope y-intercept form for the second one. What number is that? Oh, it's a 9. That's a terrible 9 I drew. And then we're going to check algebraically by putting the point of intersection back in and looking to see if the point on the graph is where they intersect each other. Okay. So the first thing we do with elimination is we actually need to line up our variables and our constants and all that. Right? So we have an x here, but I have a y here. So I need to kind of get our x's together, our y's together, and then our constants together. Okay. So I'm going to rearrange the formulas. It looks like up here, this is set up so that it has the two variables on the one and the constant on the other. So I'm going to do the same thing. I have a variable here. I'm going to move this variable to the other side. So the equal sign will be over here, and I'll just have the constant on the right and the variables on the left. Okay. So we'll rewrite formula 1. Oops, that's the wrong button there. What's been happening? Okay, so number 1, negative 2x plus 4y equals 28. And formula 2, okay, we have y. This will become positive 3 over 2x is equal to negative 9. Okay, and then on top of that, my x's and my y's aren't in the proper form, so I can, oh shoot, I was going to be hoping I could rearrange them just like that. I'm going to rearrange the y and the x so that they're underneath each other. So this was positive 3 over 2x. And the y was still positive y. Okay, so we just changed the order of the two. So now our columns are kind of set up. We have our x's together, our y's together, and then our constants together. So in an elimination, we need to make sure we have similar, or the same, I should say, coefficients. The whole idea is to eliminate one of the variables. It'll be easiest to actually eliminate the y. The reason being is because there's a number 1 here, which will be really easy to turn into 4. We could work with this one, but we got a fraction, so it's a little more involved in finding that coefficient. Would you prefer to eliminate the y? Yeah? Okay, so let's eliminate the y. So we need to make the coefficient 1 into 4. Do you know what operation we could use to do that? Yeah? What would we multiply by? 4. Yeah, so we need to multiply by 4. So I'll rewrite them again. Negative 2x plus 4y equals 28. And then formula 2 times the number 4. Okay, so when we multiply the first by 4, we go this by 4 and this by 4. We'll actually go right to left because the left one's going to be the hardest one to do. Negative 9 times 4 is going to give us negative 36. 4 times 1y is going to give us positive 4y. And then 4 times 3 over 2. Okay, so think of it as multiplying fractions. So we do top by top, bottom by the bottom. So 4 times 3 is 12. 2 times 1 is 2, so we have 12 over 2. Do you know what 12 over 2 simplifies into?
6.
6, exactly. So then we have 6x. Okay. So now we have coefficients that are the same. So we can now either add or subtract. It doesn't make a difference what we do. Well, it does in terms of eliminating, but we can do either. Because they're both positive, do you know what operation we'll need to use?
Negative.
Yeah, we'll need to subtract both of them. Okay. So let's subtract all the way through here. This is negative 2 minus 6. Which is actually negative 8x, okay? 4, subtract 4 is 0y, so we could write in plus 0y. Oh, I forgot I would do that. But the 0y doesn't do anything, so we're not going to write anything in for it. We don't need it. And then 28 minus negative 36 is like adding 36, so it ends up being the value of 8, okay? So now we have negative 8, and we'll rewrite negative 8x is equal to 8. To isolate for our 8, to isolate for our x, we divide by negative 8. So x will be equal to negative 1. Okay, so there's our first point, negative 1. Now, a little slow. We can take that point and plug it into the formulas to find the other one, or we can eliminate the other way. Do you care which one?
No.
Do you want to eliminate the other way just to see how it's done? Okay. So to eliminate the other way, we need to get these coefficients the same, which is a little more difficult, okay? So one way, and I'm going to set up what we did here just kind of on the side of it. We had 4, okay? And we needed to take our 1 and multiply it by some ratio. I'll call it r, okay? So the idea is we needed to isolate r. So to get r by itself, we bring over 1, and we get 4 divided by 1. So the ratio was the number 4, and that's exactly what we multiplied by. So we're going to set that concept up again. We're going to want, select that, okay. We want to take, and because technically 2 is the bigger number here, so let's say we want to create negative 2. So we need to multiply 3 over 2. Easier to go the other way. By some ratio. It doesn't matter, we can do it this way. So we need to find out what our R ratio is going to be. Okay. Well, to move the 2 over, because it's division, it would become multiplication. So think of that first. And then because the 3 is multiplication, it becomes division. So think of it like we flip the value on the other side. We'll do one at a time. So 2 times negative 2 gives us negative 4 is equal to 3 times r. And then to bring over the 3, we get negative 4 over 3 is equal to r. So our ratio is negative 4 over 3, which is negative 1.3333. So it's going to be a tough number to work with, but we're going to work with the fraction just because multiplying by that very long repeating decimal is going to be difficult. Okay, so let's multiply. Which one do we say? We said we're going to multiply this one by that value. So let's rewrite what we had. We have negative 2x plus 4y equals 28. And then that was equation 1. So equation 2, we're going to multiply by negative 4 over 3. Okay. So when we multiply, I'll write it all out. 3 over 2x plus 3 over 2. Nope, sorry. Plus 1y. Writing the wrong equation here. Plus y is equal to negative 9. We need to multiply each of these by negative 4 over 3, negative 4 over 3, and negative 4 over 3. So hopefully this is going to simplify into something a little nicer to write. So we'll write equation 1 again. Negative 2x plus 4y equals 28. Okay, equation 2 times that negative 4 over 3. Okay, 4 times 3 is 12. 2 times 3 is 6. 12 divided by 6 is 2. And because it's negative, we get negative 2x. So that worked out really well. That's the same coefficient. Here we have 1 times negative 4 over 3, so we're just going to get negative 4 over 3y. And finally, 4 times 9 is 36, and it's a negative times a negative, so it becomes positive. And then 36 divided 3 is 12. Okay, you could use a calculator to figure that out, but there we go. Okay, so not so bad. We can work with it, we think. Our coefficients are the same, so we're going to subtract, right? That's the only way we're going to get rid of these two. So this subtract that's like adding, so we get 0x, so we don't need to write anything in. The x is eliminated. 4 subtract 4 over 3. This is tougher, okay? So let's actually do the constants first. 28 subtract 12 is going to give us 16. And then this one here, I'm going to kind of work it in red. This is 4. Subtract negative 4 over 3, so it's the same as plus 4 over 3. Okay, we need our coefficients, or sorry, our denominators to be the same. So I'm going to multiply this by top and bottom by 3, so we'll get 12 over 3 plus 4 over 3, which will give us 16 over 3, which is some decimal value. So 16 over 3y. The y is still involved there. Okay. Now, 3. The best way to bring this over is because this is divided by 3, we would multiply 3 on this side, kind of like what we did for the ratio over there. So we get 16y is equal to 3 times 16 is going to be 48. Okay, and then to get y by itself, it's 48 divide 16, and we actually already know that that value is 3. So clearly much, much harder to do it the other way there. And I just want to 28 subtract negative 36 should be like addition, right? So we should get 64. Is that the right value? Yeah, I think that's what you get. Good. So this becomes 64. 64 divided negative 8 is going to be negative 8. All right. So our coordinate of intersection is negative 8 and 3. That's our x, and our y value, our point of intersection.